Hi everyone on YouTube. This is Na again, making another one of my live Come Alive YouTube stream. Usually when I start my live stream, you'll notice me sitting here, and that's deliberate. I want to give me a minute to prepare for the live stream, and also to give other people a minute, right? So I decided to change my outfit because I'm so sore. So, yes, it's long overdue for me to go back to the gym and do my exercise, stretching, and strengthening. I changed my outfit because I am the type of individual that wears the same outfit. And I love the ball on my head. It's so cute. It's so cute how it's got little tan furs to it. And this is really, you guys can see, it's a really nice thick yarn and it's not too tight or loose. It's just perfect. So like I said, I changed my outfit because I'm the type of person I wear the same outfits several times a day. Um, as long as it's clean, I really, I told you guys I don't care um, about, you know, the only time that I do switch is where you see me in my photos. Um, but that's more of because I'm aware I'm doing photography, beauty, and it's different. Um, so of course I have to care how I'm posing, you know. And I told you my photos are, not in terms of like I'm trying to sell anything, which is wanted to kind of slow down and talk about. Aren't you guys getting tired of just, I've been getting a lot of that recently because I've been trying to just see if I could just declutter and get some chump change off of my stuff, and I might use some of that money to buy goodies like this. Yeah, I'm really tired of it. They're like, "Oh, yeah, this isn't what we're looking because it doesn't sell." But what I find very insulting about that is that you can have the most wonderful things, right? They don't want it. Don't take it personal because all they're worried about is how much they're going to get paid in reselling your stuff. And like I said, honestly, I'm getting tired of that. I'm really getting tired of it. And my friend CJ, the security guard at the shopping center, um, he said, "Well, then don't." um, Essentially, most of the time I don't, but I'm expressing my feelings, which I have a right. All right. And he was saying that when he goes into Echo Town, they don't lowball him and give him a really low price for his TV. And I said, well, that's you. Okay, they did it to me and they've done it to a lot of other people. And, you can't, right? He was getting very, almost angry about me talking about it. And I don't like that. I don't like it when somebody tries to override another person's feelings, right? Um, yeah, and that's what I believe in the latter part of my therapy, um, which most of my life sucks. You guys don't know, most of my therapy sucks. Because, psychiatrists, social worker, and all that good stuff, they're the lower end of the totem pole in the medical community. So they're not the best doctors. But I really believe, and I learned later in my therapy as a patient, that honesty, being honest, right, open and honest, can be healing. It actually can be healing, but you have to make sure that you don't hurt other people's feelings in the process, right? Like, I could be open and honest as long as I don't hurt your feelings, right? So, for example, as you see, I'm moving my hands like this when I talk, and I do this, which reminds of the hippo and the dog on YouTube. Just type hippo and dog. There's a channel for this hippo and the dog, and they sing together. And the hippo, he does this with his fingers like me. But I was gonna say, one of my worker at DOR, she was a really short, short man syndrome, Hawaiian girl, um, who was telling me basically I couldn't do this because she perceived it. Not, it was beyond perceived. She was like on a power trip, because she was studying to be a psychologist. She couldn't handle just having a normal conversation, at least more severe, right? Problems. But she was telling me, like, how I do this? She was saying, don't point your fingers at me. And yeah, I'm big into freedom of expression. So I stood up against her. And I noticed, I don't know about you guys, but I noticed people in the psychiatric field, they don't like that. It is as if they want to study the mind, but they want to take over your mind. I am letting everybody know I don't like that. I do not like that one bit. So, I was talking like this, and she was saying, "Don't point at me," and I'm like, "I wasn't pointing at you." And that's one reason why I got rid of her as my counselor at DOR, because she was personalizing things with me. And on certain days, she would be all pleasant and say, "Oh, I love the way you dress up in your makeup." And then on other days, right, she will literally hang up on you on the phone. And she said that her agency said that she reserves that right, you know, um, to do that to the people there. I get it, but still, I think it's very rude. Um, yeah. And then she told me essentially that I couldn't move my arms when I'm speaking. So of course I blew up on her. I said, you don't tell me what to do beyond, right, working for the Department of Rehabilitation. And, um, she was very catty, even though she um, was booted off of my case. But That's what I mean. It's like what was running through my mind as a main theme for my live stream. How do we know we are alive, folks? Right? Our feelings, right? Maybe you think somebody's dead and all of a sudden you hear them yelling, right? You know they're alive, their feelings. But what if you have people like, um, this little short counselor, and she's literally short, like under 5 feet. And I notice people like that, a lot of them suffer from short man syndrome. So what does that mean? That means, they think they're bigger than you, right? Because of this inferiority complex. Um, and so how do you feel about somebody telling you can't point your fingers, right? Um, this is the way they feel about you beyond their job description. And by the way, I went back onto Facebook um, to see if that I deleted my last Gmail, right? Um, Facebook still retained my photos. And they said they reserved the right to retain it another 30 days because I logged back in. And this is the gap that's in question with Congress, right? If somebody wants to delete their Facebook, why can't they immediately delete the data about that individual? Because essentially every other app does, right? And then they are very tricky with the wording, as Congress pointed out, where they said you can log back in, right, cancel the deletion, and right, see whatever was saved. But I did see stuff I couldn't delete it. You would see my photos and a little pencil thing. Clicked it. There's no option to delete it. And then I saw the picture. And then they said another option other than clicking the pencil is the three dots, which is the only other option. Click it, and then they would give you an option to delete. They don't give you an option to delete. That's one thing I noticed about Facebook. I'm so sore in my body all of a sudden. I don't know why. There's one thing I noticed about Facebook. All you do is stretch to get rid of the soreness. There's no shortcuts and strengthen your body. They make it really easy to sign on to Facebook. You guys notice? And then when you're on, then they start giving you a hard time over nothing. I could tell you straight out, they make it almost next to impossible for you to leave Instagram and then WhatsApp. WhatsApp is okay, but Instagram, you gotta go on your computer and then you gotta give a reason why. Why do you have to answer to Facebook? Who the hell do they think they are? Right? So that is my topic of my live stream today. Our feelings, right? And there was no way to delete my photos. And a lot of the things they selectively allowed, right, which is very Mark Zuckerberg, like psychology related stuff, the rock shard of my cross, cute little photos of me. They didn't mind that. They didn't mind that, But I was gonna say I tried to go grunge and kind of girl it up with a shirt. Just kind of like army, kind of like romantic, you know. The hat doesn't really go with it, but I like it. It's kind of like army, but like romantic, very girly, girly. The hat doesn't match, but I want to wear it anyways. So our feelings, right? I think it's the only way to live out life and to know your life. And when you have individuals, right, that says you can't punch fingers, can't feel that way, right? However way small and crazy like Facebook or like China, right? Just ban YouTube, which means me and everybody else here. The hell with how we feel and what we think and everything else. Is as if you're already dead. I always use analogy to help people get it. I have diabetes. Most diabetic people, because the American diet has so much sugar in it, I feel, right? Starbucks overloaded with sugar. Um, One of the tests that they give for diabetics is they will take like um, a blunt thing to poke your feet like this, right? And they'll say, "Can you feel this?" Right? Can you feel this? Can you feel this? Right? Or they're looking for you to move your toes like this to respond. Can you feel that? Right? Is to see if things are normal in your body. And if your legs, for the most part, are not like dying from diabetes, where they have to cut it off. So someday, because my dad was the head of the health department, and I like to talk about it in a criminal sense because I find it very interesting, I will research why there's so much sugar in our food that is making a lot of people be diabetic. See those drinking a lot of water. Where they're having to have, complications to their leg and having to chop it off. I will research and present that to you guys. But what I mean is our feelings, right? Just like this test. Do you feel that? So I ask you guys, in your stage in your life right now, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about my worker saying, right, you can't move your fingers like that, right? Facebook saying, right, you can't feel like that. You should feel like this, right? You can't commit a hate speech, right? You have to just love everything in life and live in a Disneyland world, right? You can't do that. But you could feel like this, right? Towards their political propaganda and religious and everything else. That's one thing I noticed about Facebook. They pretty much study people and try to control people. Like, you know, in my moments when I'm joking around about Asians or expressing frustrations of certain aspects of Asians, they didn't allow it, but they would remind me like like a kid. Um, somebody's birthday's coming up. Don't you want to wish them a happy birthday? What if I don't? What if I don't? See what I mean? And it's interesting to talk about this because in the movie um, um, Ex Machina, where they were talking about the girl, and the guy who created her was cruelly saying, she has a, you know, she has a, what, you can fuck her, right? They even went on to kind of touch base that although she's a machine, she has feelings. So that's interesting. How do you guys feel about that? Does AI actually has feelings? How would you define feelings? Are they just pain and pleasure receptors? Or is it more than that? And how do you guys feel about, because I was touching base on sexuality. How do you guys feel about now there's a trend where people are falling in love with their sex dolls over their own partners? How do you feel about that? Right? I encourage you guys to feel, because at one point in my life, I wanted to be an ER doctor. In my 20s, and I actually wanted to join the US Army in Lubbock, Texas to expedite that process. But, you know, my mom and other people always had to live out my life for me, right? So you never really know who you are and get to be who you want to be. And I was telling some of the workers at DOR a long time ago, I had a really strange dream where I was standing over my grave and looking back on my life, you know, how I never really lived. And God basically asked me why. Somebody told you you're too stupid to go to make it in school. Somebody told you don't have what it takes to get this particular kind of job or have your own dream home. Somebody told you can't, right? You're disabled. You don't know how to do anything in life. I can tell you this, and I will write it as an annotation in my video. On one of my birthday, I went to a bookstore in Southwest Plaza Mall. Talk about Disneyland World, you know? Oh, by the way, I met one of my girlfriends. She's African American from Mary's Kitchen. And I didn't want to burn the bridges with Securitas. So I referred her to get a job with Securitas. I think she would be great because she has a strong body. She's a little bit older than me, so she's mature. And I would have to say she's not in school like me as a criminal justice major. So she's willing to just settle to be a security officer. She's somewhat homeless, so she can use the money. But there, I was saying, I was trying to stay on point. On my birthday, I remember I got a little book in the mall. It was in all these interesting bookstores. I believe it was called Borders. And I got the book, and I thought it was just really cute. Because there's a part of me, I'm like a child. And I just don't like to be treated as a child, like all in certain aspects. Um, at the dentist, yes, I like to be baby, but in other situations, I don't like it. So I got this little book, and I bought it because I thought it was cute. A little, right? I came home, I read it. It's very interesting. And then I will annotate one of the things that they said. It's very appropriate for now. Supposedly it's a child proverb, and it said, do not be afraid that you will die, because we all die. Just as we are born, do not be afraid. Be afraid that you never lived. What I'm saying in this video, the hell was scholastic and analyzing facts. Let's tap into our feelings and allow ourselves to feel whatever we fucking want to feel, right? And that's why there was a judge in court that shot down that cussing and saying fuck is not a crime. Yeah, so I will bring forth discussions of feelings, right? Like, for example, how do you guys feel about the large gap between the rich and the poor? How, somebody like me, is struggling just to live a normal and decent life, take care of my babies, you know? And other people, right, on YouTube, they brag about how they don't even know what work is. It's just their parents are rich and they get to spend several $1,000s per day. How do you guys feel about that? Let's just examine how we feel and take ourselves out of researching and looking at the facts, right? How do you feel? And how do you feel about the things that I say? How people are like, yeah, we don't want it because it's not going to sell essentially for us. And not just inanimate objects, but you, you, you know, in a job, you might be declining a job, right? It's because you don't sell. In religion, same thing. You don't sell their points in religion, and there's a lot of it is financing, tithes. There's a lot of YouTubes of how they are complaining about pastors, right, profiting off of their church members and faking how they're going to be healed and stuff. How do you guys feel about that? And if it bothers you, like Dr. Phil, there's a cute little, what do you call it? Sesame Street with Dr. Phil on it. It was really cute. He was trying to say, I'm Dr. Phil, not Dr. Phil, like Fell. If the stuff that I'm saying makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel upset, good. Because it shows that you have a normal response. and you're still alive and kicking. And right? And it irks you enough that you might want to actually do something about it. Like the YouTube I saw tonight, a man, I wrote in a comment, action over anger, because there's a lot of people that dumps animals, which is illegal in the United States. For all of you guys out there who don't want your pets, right? You don't have money to relinquish it, right? In a time like this, the animal shelter is willing to make an exception for you. Hold on one second. Fat boy's crying. Fat boy. Fat boy. Hmm. Sorry about that, folks. That was Fat Boys. And he was crying because the chocolate one's back there. I think they just like the food put back there. But right now, this is the first time Fat Boy um, let me approach him. And he actually took the initiative to approach me. I've won his trust. And that is the most wonderful thing when you win over an animal's trust. So he let me get close to him, like we're almost like touching. That's one thing I'm trying to do with Fat Boys is to be able to pet him someday, right? So I'll take a photo of him so you guys can see who I'm always talking about. Boys, boys, Fat Boys. Bianca. Look what we have here. Our beautiful snow queen. Our beautiful snow queen, Bianca. They're so precious to me. She wants down. She wants down. She wants down. She wants down. So adorable. Donati, can you get off of my plate? You just stepped on my plate. Donati, he is learning how to root. Come here, Donati. Come here. Come here, Donati. Show YouTube how you're growing. You're growing. Aren't you? He's a baby. He's a baby, and he's able to root, jump. And you can tell by these paws. I call he has thumper legs. I mean, his paws are really big. They almost take up like all up to his knees. It's funny. Good night, Mama. Isn't his furs just so beautiful? He's a handsome boy. You're a handsome boy. Look at this. Look at these beautiful stripes. Don't you look like an expensive fur jacket? Yeah. But we're not going to let them wear you, are we? No. Look at this. You say you can't afford this. I love my baby. Oh, he wants to come down. So anyways, I'll show you their father. I was trying to get Cupid so you guys can see the mark of the dad and Cupid. Come here, Cupid. Woo! And all of them, I've let them start an exercise regimen so you could tell their body is developing. All my animals, I make sure they know they need to exercise as much as they need to eat, right? And that's the same in humans. I think there's a lot of people, they don't see things like that. And they live a very sedentary life. And that's how they develop morbid obesity. And that is, in essence, they're already dead in the body. Whether that or anorexia. So this is Cupid. And they're all developing muscles and a belly. A belly, right? And wrestling with me and attitude. Attitude. Look at this. But I want to show you guys how I know who the dad is. Okay? Cupid is a dead giveaway. So that involves me showing his face on YouTube. So can you guys see his face? This little thing on the side of his face. Okay, that's it now. Now I show the picture of your dad to everybody on YouTube to show that's your daddy. And this is his dad. That is Fat Boys. And he has the same marking on his face. Talk about DNA, right? That's his dad. And here's a closer look at the face. Same marking. You guys see that? That's a dead giveaway. Would you guys not say 99.99999? That's the dad. But the dad is more gray. Cupid is like an Oreo. He's black and white. I'm going to show you him from the front. And remember I told you I like fat babies? I like that in pets too. I like them. I like them like a Frenchie or a bulldog. I don't like skinny dogs. So when these babies grow up, they're going to be like the dad. So I'll show you the dad from the front. You guys see that? He's not a skinny cat. And I just stepped up there and he is about the size, not a small dog. I would say a medium. It's a big cat. And I took this photo. I don't know about you guys. You tell me what you think. I took this photo and his tail, you see his tail? It looks like it's been, right? So I was a little concerned about that. But, you know, upon closer examination with the flashlight, I don't believe that's the case. And this is him eating. You can kind of tell in relationship to everything else, the bucket, how big he is. Can you guys see that? How big he is compared to the chair and the table. Pretty big, like a medium dog. So tonight, it was the first time we I'm very happy that I am winning his trust. He knows he can turn to me and I will give him food. I will give him clean water. And I provided a doghouse in the back with a bed and everything for him if he ever needs a place. But I've adopted him just to let him know that I love him. And I'm there to make sure nothing hurts him. And I mean it, right? Unlike other people. So he has a place with me, right? Which is my new Gmail. Okay. So I came out there and I actually placed the food down for him. And he actually approached me. Hey, be nice. Cito. Cito, why you growl at Bianca? Be nice. Be nice, baby. Be nice, baby, Cito. Cito. Be nice, baby. Bianca is your baby. Be nice. Oh, be nice. Oh, be nice. Be nice, Cito. Cito. He's talking to me. Cito. You be nice. You being nice. You're not sure. You want to be nice. in a bad mood. Cito's in a bad mood. She's talking to me. I love Cito. Cito, mommy loves you. Stop. Cito, you know I love you. Cito, who's my queen? Cito, who's my queen? You're my queen. You're my queen. But I don't want you to play rough with Bianca, okay? You don't know how strong you are, Cito. You know? You want to come to mommy? You want me to hold you, Cito? Just fall asleep. That's something, Cito, I can make her go to sleep. I just whisper to her and she's doing it right now. She's growling at me and she's falling asleep. Cito, go to sleep, baby. Cito, Cito, go to sleep, baby. Cito, oh my queen. Be nice to Bianca. Cito, Cito, be nice. Be nice, Cito. Be nice, baby. Go to sleep, baby. She's in a grumpy mood. Good night, Cito. Good night, my queen. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. Go to sleep, you'll feel better. My queen. She's going to sleep. Good night, Cito. I love you. Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you, Cito. Go to sleep. Yeah, that's one thing with Visita when she was a baby. I would talk to her. She would go to sleep. You want me to continue to talk to you? Cito? You want me to continue to talk to you? You want me to continue to tell you how much I love you? Cito? Go to sleep. Go to sleep, mommy. Night, night. I love you. I love my Cito. That's one thing about Cito. She likes to pretend she's asleep. She's got her eyes closed, but she's awake. You know how you know? Her tail is still going like this. That means she's still awake. Cito, I know you're still awake. Your tail's flapping. Your tail's going like this. That means she's still awake. She's pretending. Good night, Cito. Good night, baby. I'm glad you don't have your diarrhea anymore. You feel better. You got mama worried. You got mama worried. I love the Citos a lot. She knows it. And that's why she does that and hiss at me and scratch me and everything else. um, so yes. Oh, feelings. I was going to say as a criminal justice, although the courts, usually when you're in court, they can't prompt people, to feel a certain way unless the facts are presented in an hour. But what I want to interject is given all the findings, it's pretty much useless if we aren't allowed to feel however way, right? Unlike this diabetic test, right? Can you feel this? Can you feel that? Right? And why do you choose not to feel? Even though, right, you haven't lost any um, receptors to touch. I know from men, um, you know, essentially society has said, bottle up your feelings, right? So guess what they do? They drink until they black out, so they don't have to feel, right? And for women, we are portrayed like we're weak and too emotional, right? But I disagree. I disagree. Because if you base it on the Bible, if love is the greatest, then people who are in touch with their feelings, right, are stronger. Prime example that I'm going to put tonight, my favorite movie, Split. Awesome movie. And at the climax of the movie, right, he transfers, it's called transference, his feelings and scars onto the girl, the victim. She gets the same bruise and cuts and his feelings and injuries. It went through her. And she was mortified, right? But you know what the actor in the movie said, James McAvoy? The common theme in that movie, the broken are the more evolved. How do you feel today than an hour ago, a day ago, a month ago, a year ago, right? And when somebody says fuck, they're like, fuck. That's their way of saying, God damn it, like, why can't I feel the way I do, right? Why can't I express what I want to express? And toxic feelings. That is a topic in psychology that, I mean, you can talk about it, but you don't know, right? You don't know how it feels to hate somebody, how to wish, to take it revenge, how, you want to hurt them. Read about it. You don't know how it feels, right? And I was trying to compare feelings to statistics and probability on both spectrums, right? Would you not say that both are equally important to be able to love and hate? And of course, right, that goes with freedom of speech, freedom of press. Why do we speak the way we do? Because it comes off of how we feel, right? Why do I do my live stream? Why do people choose to remain on Facebook? Post what they post, right? It's based on their feelings. And now that I've known my boyfriend going on 1 or 2 years, I can tell you I've had both spectrums for my boyfriend and everything in between. But I could tell you this, my relationship on my boyfriend, excuse my French, is not just based on a fuck. It's based on our feelings. And um, he's taught me to be more considerate of his feelings. Because when you're a single person, right? But when you're somebody, you know how they say married couples, like, I can't stand it when my husband leaves the toilet seat up, right? He has no consideration. um, and that was something my boyfriend told me. He said, and honestly, I didn't care at the time when he said it. It was beyond, I didn't have feelings. I couldn't give a flying fuck what he said. And he told me this. He said, "Nah," he said, "the way you are, you're not going to be able to have a relationship with me or anybody." And guess what? It's true. My boyfriend, he's like a psychiatrist without my psychiatrist without knowing it. It's very true. Because my condition is bipolar, and one of the symptoms is being able to maintain relationship without sabotaging it. But that's how I deal with people that I don't want in my life. I will purposely say something, do something, be a certain way just to get rid of them. An adult topic. When you have feelings for somebody, it's beyond just a fuck. That feeling evolves, and if you're in a good relationship, it only gets better. Whereas if you're in a bad relationship and you don't recognize it, you notice there's something that always goes wrong, and things just get worse and worse and worse, right? My feelings for my boyfriend has evolved, and I think women, right? Um, when I first met him, he had feelings for me. I think men, they're more immediate about it, whereas women were delayed and more like we're like more in detail about it, right? And when I first met my boyfriend, he had an immediate attraction to me that I didn't take seriously because I didn't take myself seriously. But we've been through it all. I've loved him. I've hated him. I've, joked around with him. I've cried to him. I've told him how strong I was. I've told him how scared I was. I share everything with him, and I could tell you the feelings that I have for my boyfriend are, um, beyond words. And, um, I write romantic stuff to him. And he's probably got a big head from it. A big head with white Italian hair. I told him, I said, if love is the greatest, right? If love is the greatest, then I am the one that loves him most. And it's true. I mean, he told me his mom favors him, but um, I feel like I love him more than his own mom. I know I love my boyfriend more than he loves himself. And, when we first met, I would notice things about him that he didn't even notice. Like he had a little Planet Fitness exercise tag. I picked on it right away and I brought it to his attention. And, because I'm with LA Fitness and I said, it's definitely better. And he was like, he said, how did you notice things like that? Because I care about him. If I didn't care about him, I would be like, whatever. And now, I sign him up for my gym. But in 3 more minutes, feelings, right? Like, wow. You can have the worst feelings for somebody, and then, like my boyfriend, you can have like the most wonderful feeling about that person, right? Feelings. You guys might take time out to examine how you feel about that. Maybe it will change your life. Maybe it will turn your life around, right? Maybe it will enliven your life. But for God's sakes, keep on feeling. Because without feelings, you are like a table. And I know that's very simplistic and it sounds funny, but it's true. Like, have you guys ever wondered why God gives us so much feelings, whether it's emotional or physical or spiritual? Like, we feel so much, right? And My birthday is February, so I'm a Pisces, and guess what? They said Pisces are very emotional. They're very emotional, volatile, romantic, all the above. Feelings, feelings, feelings. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to post the video about the movie Split. I have a little bit of something like that. Yep, believe it or not. But I will tell you what I go through, unlike James McAvee. Interestingly to say, I am very hypersensitive, because we have like our senses, right? You see, you smell, you taste, you hear, touch, but there's a sixth sense. And some people have more than six. What I experience is I am hypersensitive. My boyfriend's seen my skin break out over just a little minor scrap or dirt or whatever in question. But I'm also hypersensitive in my feelings. And I think that's why I come across like so hardcore, because it's like a turtle. It's like my self-defense mechanism. But what I experience is, for one, as you can see, I'm very sympathetic towards animals, and I'm very, like, I don't like it when I see other people stepped on, right? Like Lady Gaga, which today was cute because I made a comment on her page and she liked it. And I know she likes it because it says that my comment got a thumbs up and it was highlighted by her. Right? Don't you love that about celebrities like Lady Gaga and stars, when they do something like that and remind all of us that they're just normal people just like us, right? And Lady Gaga, what I wrote, why she gave a thumbs up, is I said, on her song, I'm on the edge. I said, no. She said, I'm on the edge of glory. I said, no, she's glorious. I mean, Lady Gaga is beyond gorgeous. But, that in no way in her defense did she deserve to be raped like I was raped. Okay, girls who are sexy or successful or whatever do not deserve that. Nobody does. But what I wrote for her on her song Edge of Glory, I said that, I said Lady Gaga is, she's glorious. She's beyond gorgeous. Wouldn't you guys agree? Right? And I'm so happy for her that, um, I subscribe to her channel. She knows I like her. And my words, right, was something she needed to hear. According to her song that she sang at, game, that sometimes you just need that one person, right? And I was it. I've always admired Lady Gaga, and perhaps I'll do a little spiel on her someday. But she's just so beautiful, and the things that has been done to her are just so ugly. Like them stealing her Frenchies a while back. And I wrote to her on Facebook that there is a scam where people steal your pets and then pretend they found your pets. And apparently her Frenchie's gone missing, and now this girl, like, right, has her pets. And according to police, there was a group of Frenchie kidnappers involving a girl. It could have been the girl minus the two guys that stole her Frenchie and say, hey, we happen to find this, right? Because they heard she's going to give millions. And I wrote to Lady Gaga, I said, don't do it. Don't do it. That, and then her whole reason for singing, I found out as I posted on LinkedIn. And I think that's why I got kicked off of LinkedIn, because I was so loud on LinkedIn and I was posting about Lady Gaga. And like Facebook, you're out of here. I said, good, because I don't even want to be on here. But I posted on LinkedIn how, because it's like career related, right? As a singer, I said the reason why she sings is because her boyfriend, at some point in her life, said she couldn't sing, right? So she sang just like the Beatles. They said that he didn't know how to sing or even play music, and they proved people wrong. The Beatles still iconic. So that's another thing. And then just YouTube. I saw another side of her where she admitted she was raped. And she was talking about mental illness and the need for mental services and kind of supporting me. And I was posting stuff about rape victims and supporting her. And I'm glad I could be there for her, because according to her talk about being raped, she seemed like I was a missing puzzle, where she seemed like not everybody know how to do everything. So I felt like I am, right, the criminal justice, the missing puzzle that she needs. And she is the missing puzzle for what I need in that, right? What I'm talking about. But when you remember how I said I was going to give people words of hope, I wrote specifically, I said, bellissimo Italianos, beautiful Italians, right? Speaking their tongue, native language. And I said, glorious Lady Gaga. She knows what I mean. She knows what I mean. Like Galileo, the father of astronomy, who had to overcome being excommunicated from the church house arrest, right? And deemed crazy for getting it correct. She knows what I mean. That's why she liked it. And I know it's her versus the other millions of people on her page, because when I looked at the comment on YouTube, it says the comment was highlighted. Just like on my channel, I can, like, if somebody makes a comment on my channel that I like, I can either pin it at the top, right? Something like that. But yeah, and that's one thing I like about celebrities like her, when they show that they have some feelings and vulnerability, right? And at the end of the day, they're no different than you or me. And you know what? Lady Gaga does not deserve to be raped. Like, and I can tell anybody who even tries to pull that, I will pump their ass. I will pump their ass, right? For her and other women. So, feelings. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel it? There's like the diabetic test. Do you feel it? Right? Do you feel it here or here or here? And where do you try not to feel it? And why? And on defensive animals in the last 5 minutes, they do have feelings. They cry. They laugh. I have photos of me making dogs laugh, and people don't believe it, but I'm like, believe it. I'm pretty funny, and I made them laugh, and I take photos of it, and they yell. They yell in pain. Feelings. Helps to remind us we're alive. And the senseless mistreatment and killings of animals, right, makes a lot of people blood boil over. But like I said to this other YouTube video, after getting angry, take action. Use that anger in a positive way. But I would have to say in conclusion, an intelligent, because in college we have to come to intelligent conclusions to things. Like I said before, and I will say over and over again, people who are very touchy-feely, right, and they want to fight with you over everything, I really believe they're like that because they don't have a leg to stand on, right? So they resort to, like, their feelings, right? Whereas, right, people who are intelligent, they have a lot of facts to back up stuff, right? Just as you've seen me touch base on various articles of psychology after reviewing it. I have one or two or three facts, right, to sustain my case, so that I won't be flabbergasted, right? So what I'm trying to say is, as far as defining feelings, I really have no definition. It's just as people, right, who impose their feelings onto others, right? You guys notice that? Let's slow it down and kind of dissect it. Have you noticed there's a lot of people online in real life? This is the way I feel, right? And they impose, like, their feelings on you. And all I have to say is that's just stupid. Because based on psychology, life is not only subjective, it's perspective. And based on that, everybody has a unique feelings. So as to you trying to force other people to feel a certain way or feel scared. Stupid. Stupid. At least that's my definition of feelings, right? So with that said, Q&A, I want you guys to take time out to feel. Yeah, how do you feel about the same feelings in life, right? Some of you guys might give inappropriate response, right? Like, ooh, I love the feeling of sex, right? And some of you guys might say, well, feelings in terms of like touch receptors and like that, it helps us gauge hot and cold, right? So feelings gauge like through life. Um, I don't know why people are so like, like Facebook, you can't commit hate. In essence, you can't hate, you can't write anything about it. Why are people so intimidated by hate? If it's just another form of feeling, right, folks? Why do we get all right, like freaked out just because somebody says they don't like something or they hate something or express their honest opinions about things? Why are we so intimidated by that? And a lot of it is the analysis of psychology. A lot of it is society, right? God forbid, don't commit a hate speech and violate Facebook community, right? So hate has turned into like a not so good word, right? But I don't see it as that. I see it as, remember I told you in the Stanford educational series, in my last channel that was deleted, you can organize things in life by numbers, by alphabet, by colors. And guess what? By what you like in life and what you hate. That's all it is. It's all that it is. I would have to say that's my definition of hate. And I would be very interested in knowing how you guys like initially feel about that. And I welcome you guys to comment down below, right? And I would have to say for the first time on YouTube, I encourage you guys to feel however way you want to feel. Like my video or not like my video. As long as, right, everybody continues to stay alive out there, we're going to be okay. And everyone is welcome to subscribe to my channel. Um, although I do give very irate live streams sometimes, I have my purpose for doing it, and sometimes I don't. But everybody's welcome here, okay? And everybody is welcome to share my video. Um, whatever I say here, I would say it anywhere, right? Especially how I feel about YouTube. I have a lot more respect, okay, for YouTube than Facebook. And YouTube is my primary platform that I'm going to continue to be using. Whereas Facebook, I am never going to return. Never. Even though they gave me an opportunity, right, in the next another 30 days to recant on my profile now. And might I say, on a last note, I do have the paper to recheck my breast. So I want to remind all women that, along with Orange County Sheriff Barnes, because their leader, Sandra Hutchins, died from breast cancer. And this can happen to men too, right? So take care of them, right? Um, Early detection is key. Right? You think of the word preventative medicine. If you don't need medical intervention if you play your part in preventing it in the first place. And as far as breast cancer, early detection, right? So I'm going to do it, right? And I want everybody to do it. Just so that you have clear mind what's going on. And if you're healthy, great. And if you're not healthy, great. Because you know what? At least you know what's going on. You're going to take care of your breasts. And if you have to do breast reconstruction, great. I have this one final point. I have this little saying in art, and I do pretty good art. This is one of the photos I drew, which I'm going to probably end it. Sorry, Cito. This is one of my drawings. Okay. It's kind of like I learned it off of my friend, kind of like a 3D art, which I would like to see like what else I can add on here to make it more incorporated, into my country vintage theme that I have home. And so those over there are the ones over there, the cat and the butterflies. They're going to be donated out to Goodwill. And all honestly, it's because the guy that I bought it from, I didn't like the fact that he was accusing me that I was stealing them. And then from there, he was forcing me to buy all of them. And all honestly, I don't feel comfortable having, stuff knowing that it came from a deceased person, and my interaction with him, right, was like that. So I don't want those kind of objects in my house. I was trying to explain it to my friend Daniel Herrera, but he's too busy commenting about my lips and being an idiot. That, when you think of inanimate objects, even a cross, right, like on my channel, well, what do you get? Like, what energy or feelings you get? Holy Spirit, right? The cross represents holy, right? Being good, clean, morals, right? I don't want this in my house. So the butterflies and stuff that I got from him, they're going to be donated to Goodwill. All of it. Because I believe he just tried to get $10 off of me, and I don't mind. I would have just given him $10, but he was being nasty. Just like, he went from accusing me of stealing his mom's stuff because I was in the restroom to where he's forcing me, to buy all his deceased mom's jewelry, which I don't care about all of them. I told you guys I don't care about how I dress up. I'm not materialistic in any ways. I don't want to have anything to do with the world. I don't care about wealth. I know we live in a system, right? We need money for milk, but that's all I care about. And taking care of my babies, I do not care. I absolutely do not care. I've always been like that, and I'm always going to be like that. So, yes, just right now, remind you guys to check your babies, right? It'll help you feel better. And also, you don't want, they say American Cancer Society that even breast cancer can actually metastasize to the bone, right? So what does that mean? That means everybody needs this test to rule it out. And if you have to take care of business, think of it this way. At least you faced it face on, and you're gonna feel better in the long run. And I'm going to do it too, so you're not alone, right? So have no fear, no fear. With that said, I will let you guys go. Stay alive out there, folks. A lot of that is feeling, having feelings for what other people are going through, but more so take care of your feelings. Your feelings, right? Know what it means to you, and don't let people fuck around with that. You know, especially right now, the coronavirus pandemic. You would think that the coronavirus has caused chaos, but that would great put the community together. Yet I have seen the craziest recently feelings come out. Take care of your feelings. Even if sometimes you don't understand why you feel the way you do, take care of yourself. Don't let anything mess with that. Okay? With that said, I will let you guys go, and I hope that this my video is more so to ask you guys to push aside the facts. This is the opposite of courts, right? Let's push aside the facts now and just get in touch with our feelings. I think it's something that we have forgotten ever since Facebook, wouldn't you say? That partition has gotten in the way of that.